Every year, the teams around the league are dealing with injuries, right? It's just a part of the game. And especially right now, because teams have 90 plus players on their roster before cutdown day. So a lot of injuries are taking place around the league. And a lot of starters are also starting the year on the pup list or on injured reserve, going to miss a few weeks and stuff like that. We really haven't heard much noise surrounding the Vikings. There's been a couple big injuries for Minnesota, like the Rondale Moore injury. But other than that, you're really not hearing too many big time injuries. We heard about Justin Jefferson and his hamstring. Sounds like he's going to be fine and ready to rock and roll come week one. But there's a couple other Vikings that are quietly nursing injuries, and it could lead to some questions surrounding the availability for that week one matchup against the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football. One of them being Andrew Van Ginkle. So let's get right into it. It sucks. I didn't know these guys were dealing with injuries. It's not just Andrew Van Ginkle. There's a couple other ones that are quietly nursing injuries. But again, it's part of the game. It's training camp. Things are happening. We're going full speed and stuff like that. So it's part of what happens at this point in the season. And a lot of them aren't even playing these preseason games. So they should be okay come week one of that regular season. But the health of a football team is a king-sized issue for everyone. If you are in the NFL and don't have your health, you have nothing. For the Minnesota Vikings, outside of JJ McCarthy tearing his meniscus, they were very healthy in 2024, which thank goodness, right? As a result, they won 14 games and came within one game of winning the NFC North. In 2025, the majority of that roster returns, but they have some players who are now quietly nursing injuries on the sidelines. As Sports Illustrated Will Regatz points out, playmaking linebacker Andrew Van Ginkle. He wrote about all the injuries the team is dealing with, detailing them by saying Justin Jefferson, after returning to practice on Monday once again, did individual drills and looked sharp in his cuts. Andrew Van Ginkle, Harrison Smith, CJ Ham, and Jalen Naylor continue to sit out due to apparent injuries. The Vikings don't have to release an injury report until September 4th. I believe that goes for all teams. Now, Harrison Smith, CJ Ham, that's a given. They are towards the end of their NFL career. Both of them are old guys. Okay, they're going to take a couple bruises, a couple bumps, and stuff like that. So that is to be expected. They'll be ready week one. Andrew Van Ginkle is an interesting one because I haven't heard anything surrounding him. Jalen Naylor, we knew he did something to his hand at practice last week, so he was sitting out a little bit. I don't know the severity of that hand injury, but it's still something to worry about a little bit. But the first injury report could prove to be a major one for the Vikings. Their opening week matchup with the Bears is on a Monday night primetime game, so it allows for a few extra days of rest before they need to play. That being said, they will need Van Ginkle and Harrison Smith to challenge the new Bears offense led by head coach Ben Johnson and quarterback Caleb Williams, something to monitor as time rolls on over the next 2 weeks. So I wouldn't bat an eye at this. I don't think it's anything serious just because they are starters. We haven't really played our starters in these preseason games except for week one of the preseason against the Texans, I believe for one or two drives or something like that. It's basically just been a bunch of practice reps. Things are going to happen, like I mentioned earlier in this video. I wouldn't look at Andrew Van Ginkle, Harrison Smith, and CJ Ham as being major injuries. They're probably gonna pop up on that injury report, but I would expect them to play week one. As for Jalen Naylor, I'm not sure the severity of the injury. It could be a little bit more serious than we initially had thought, which is why we're in the trade market for a veteran wide receiver, because we don't know if we're going to have him. Jordan Addison suspended the first 3 weeks. So there's a lot of things that the Vikings have to figure out in the coming, 14 days or something like that till September 4th, the next 2 to 3 weeks before we have to have that initial 53-man roster and the injury report to come out. But Andrew Van Ginkle is dealing with an injury, so is Harrison Smith and CJ Ham and Jalen Naylor. So you guys let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much appreciated. And real quick, if you want one of these mini helmets, the link for that is in the comment section and the description. Hit that link, use the promo code MINSYN, MINSYN, at checkout to receive a discount on your purchase. If you don't want this Viking helmet, that's okay. They have the original, they have the throwback, they probably have the Isaiah Rodgers black Viking helmet. But not only that, they have all 32 NFL teams. They also have college football teams. So if you're a college football fan, they have those helmets. Or if you're feeling crazy, they have fully customizable helmets too. So if that's something that intrigues you, hit that link. Use the promo code MINSYN, MINSYN, at checkout to receive a discount. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skol Vikes.